All right, everyone. Hello and a huge welcome. I'm Athir Mahir, your module leader, and honestly, I'm really looking forward to this semester with all of you. Our goal today is pretty simple, really. We're just here to get on the same page, to make sure we're all aligned, so we can give our students an absolutely fantastic learning experience right from day one. Okay, let's dive in. So here's a quick look at what we're going to cover. We'll kick things off with our shared mission, then talk about our meeting schedule, and run through a checklist of what needs to happen before we start teaching. After that, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of student feedback, look at some key tools, and we'll finish up with a clear action plan so everyone knows exactly what to do next. Let's get to it. Okay, first things first. Before we jump into all the details, the nuts and bolts, I think it's really important that we take a second to ground ourselves in why we're here. What's our collective purpose? Because honestly, understanding our mission and the huge role each of us plays, well, that's the foundation for everything we're about to do together. So you see this quote here from the official guidance. It says module leaders are pivotal. And that's true, but I want to make something crystal clear. This isn't just about me. This is about all of us. Every single one of you in this meeting, you are pivotal. Seriously. The energy you bring, the support you offer, the feedback you give, that is what shapes their entire experience. It's a massive responsibility, for sure, but what an incredible opportunity we have to make a real impact. So the big question is, how do we keep that impact going all semester? How do we stay consistent across the board? Well, the answer is a really clear rhythm of collaboration. And I want to stress these meetings aren't just meetings to tick a box. They are super important touch points for us to support each other and, most importantly, our students. Our whole semester is basically structured around these 3 mandatory meetings. Right now, we're in meeting 1. This is all about planning and getting aligned. Then, around the halfway point, we'll have meeting 2. That's our chance to check in, see how things are going, and share what's working. And then, just before the big final assessments, we have meeting 3. That one's all about final prep and making sure our marking is totally standardized. It's a nice little cycle, right? Start strong, tweak in the middle, and finish solid. Let's just dig into the purpose of each one a little bit more. So today, meeting 1, it's all about kicking things off with great energy. We're going to get everyone sorted with VLE access and get on the same page with marking. Meeting 2, that's our pit stop. We'll look at student data and share best practices. And then meeting 3, that one is laser focused. It's all about getting ready for those final assessments and making absolutely sure our marking is fair and consistent for every single student. Okay, now we're getting to the really practical stuff, the heart of our prep work. This is our pre-semester checklist. Think of it as our pre-flight check, all the concrete things we need to get done before we walk into that first class to make sure the semester takes off without a hitch. All right, this one is huge. The VLE page has to be our students' single source of truth. That means before you teach your first session, I need you to go through this list and make sure every single item is there and up to date. I know it can feel like admin, but trust me, it's so much more than that. A clean, complete VLE page tells students we're organized and professional, and it cuts down on so much confusion. This is absolutely a non-negotiable, folks. Now, speaking of cutting down on confusion, to help with student induction, especially around assessments, I've put something together that I think is going to make all of our lives a little easier. I've created a short, pre-recorded video. It just walks students through the assignment requirements, plain and simple. Here's what I need from you. Please, in your very first session, show this video. It's such an easy win for us. It guarantees that every single student, no matter which group they're in, hears the exact same information from day one. It just levels the playing field and manages expectations right from the get-go. Okay, so the VLE is our official hub, but we all know that sometimes you need to get a message out fast, right? That quick, real-time communication can be a game changer for keeping students engaged. So this semester, we're going to add another layer to how we communicate. Here's the plan. I'm asking each of you to set up a Microsoft Teams group chat for your group. Now, and this is super important, let's be crystal clear about what this is for. Teams is for the quick, informal stuff. A reminder before class, dropping in a useful link, a fast Q&A. It is not for official stuff. The VLE is still our formal home. That's where all course materials live, and critically, it's where all assessments must be submitted. So think of Teams as a helpful sidekick to the VLE, not a replacement. All right, team. We've nailed down the structure, the checklists, the tools. Now let's switch gears and talk about something that's at the very heart of what we do, and that's student feedback. This is one of the most powerful things we can do as educators. Let's be real, this is not just about slapping a grade on a paper. This is about teaching. Okay, to make sure our feedback is consistent and effective, we have a mandatory 6-step format. It's really important that we all stick to this for every piece of feedback we give, so let's run through it. Step 1, simple, a personal greeting. Use your name. Then start with the good stuff. What went well? After that, go through the criteria explaining why something was or wasn't achieved. Then comes the crucial part, the feed forward. This is where you give them concrete steps for next time. Finally, wrap it up with a summary, give the grade, and sign off. This just makes our feedback personal, balanced, and actually useful. I really want to zoom in on one idea here, signposting. This quote nails it. Signposting is all about guiding students without just giving them the answer. It's the difference between saying, "You forgot Smith's theory," and saying something like, "Your argument is good, but how could you make it even stronger by connecting it to some of the key theories we covered back in week 4? See the difference? One gives the answer, the other encourages them to think for themselves. It's an art, but it's so powerful. Awesome! We're on the home stretch now. This next bit is just going to be a quick rapid fire round. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page with some key terms we use around here, so we're all speaking the same language. It makes everything smoother. First up, formative assessment. The key thing to remember here is that this is assessment for learning, not of learning. Think of it as practice. It's the in-class quizzes, the draft paragraphs, the peer reviews, stuff that doesn't count towards their final grade, but is absolutely vital. It lets them see where they are, and it lets us see where they're struggling before it's too late. And on the flip side, we have summative assessment. If formative is the practice, then summative is the main event. This is the assessment of learning. It's the big stuff, the final essays, the exams, the projects. It's formally marked, it goes toward their final grade, and it's how we ultimately see if they've hit the learning outcomes for the module. Last one, RESMA. You're going to hear this acronym a lot. It's basically our big data dashboard for the module on the staff portal. It stands for Retention, Engagement, Submission, Marking, and Achievement. It's a super useful tool that gives us a bird's eye view of how our students are doing, and we'll really dig into it in our second meeting. Okay, wow, we have covered a ton of ground. Thank you so much for sticking with me. To finish up, let's just pull all of this together into a really clear and simple action plan. This is your what's next list. So here it is, your immediate to-do list. Number 1, get that VLE page finalized. 2, plan to show the assignment video in week 1. 3, create that MS Teams chat. 4, take another look at the guidance and that 6-step feedback format. And last but not least, please fill out the meeting 1 form. If we can all get these things ticked off, we're going to be in fantastic shape for the start of the semester. So I'll just leave you with this question. Are we ready to give our students an absolutely outstanding start to the semester? Looking at everything we've just discussed, I honestly feel like the answer is a huge yes. Thank you all again, really, for your time and your energy today.